So good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. My tooth is finally back to normality after 3 days of a mad banging abscess. I do not wish that on anyone, by the way. It is pure and utter excruciating pain, but it is what it is. I would have done this video 3 days ago, but we didn't. But here we are. Nevertheless, we are here. Better late than never. Lateness is greatness and all of that. Make sure you are smashing the likes through the roof. You know I give honest takes on this channel, as I do on the other channel. Make sure you sub to that if you haven't already, Lee Gunner. I'd imagine most of you have come from that channel, but make sure you are subscribed to this one as well if you stumble across this. And this isn't aimed at all Man United fans, by the way. We're going to delve into that in a second, but make sure you get your comments, super chats down below, and make sure you check out the content on the main channel, Lee Gunner. And I did a stream earlier with Lewis, Carefree Lewis, having a little look forward to the Chelsea game at the weekend. Obviously, we're back in Premier League action. Finally, after the dead rubbers that are international football, I can't stand it. Ain't watched any of it. But anyway, I digress. After nearly a year of the process of the bidding wars, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has finally been accepted by the looks of it. And a 25% stake he is going to take in Manchester United. And there was a little bit of a fallout, but it seems like everybody's coming round. It seems like the majority that I've seen online are coming round with all the propaganda that's being peddled out there, all of the top reds, whatever you want to call them, all the top accounts, most of them anyway, most of the biggest accounts out there that copy and paste news stories and then tag the source underneath and all of that. They're kind of playing a game, really. And this is what these mainly big accounts do. They sit on the fence, whatever's fashionable, they'll go and report loads on that. Then when it goes the other way, they'll go and report loads on that. And I just find it baffling. I've seen a lot of Man United fans. I've streamed with some of them, and listen, it ain't a dig at any of the people that I work with and stream with and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people that are just accepting Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming into the football club. Oh, let's give it time. Let's see what he proposes. Let's see where it goes and where it takes us. The fact and reality is, as an outsider, as an Arsenal fan looking in, Man United have been a shambles, a shadow of the football club that I grew up watching, whilst it was Arsenal, Man United, Fergie, Wenger, Keane, Vieira, all of that malarkey. And even before that, when I was growing up, George Graham and all that. So, yeah, Man United, well, and Arsenal to a lesser degree at the moment, but Man United are in the gutter, like genuinely in the doldrums. The roof's leaking, the toilets are leaking, you know, there's rats running around the pitch, you know, and the results on the pitch are shocking. I think you've lost, what, 5 of your first 11 games, 6 of your first 11, something like that. And it's not looking good. You've currently lost 2 out of 2 in the Champions League. You're 10th in the table, and you have Sheffield United away on Saturday, the late kickoff, the latest of late kickoffs after the Chelsea-Arsenal game. But Man United are not the club they used to be. And it's, as a football fan, like if I had my Arsenal cap on, cool, whatever. Yeah, but as a football fan as well, it's kind of mad seeing Man United that far down and seeing them that ruined. And the Glazers have been there for the best part of, what, 18 years or so? They've took nearly £1 billion or more out of the football club. They've just literally run it into the ground. And the only winners out of this are the Glazers. So when I see Man United fans buying the new shirts, protesting outside the ground in their new shirts, with their Norwich scarves, holding them up in the stadium in their new shirts, the stadium they've paid for their ticket to get into, I do have a bit of an issue with it, because even though people can spend their money on what they want, they work for their money, it's their money, whatever. You can't on one hand cry about the owner and then on the other hand give him your money. And we had this with the conky in, conky out a few years back, 4, 5, 6 years ago when Wenger, well, about 6 years ago when Wenger was here. And I was never conky in or conky out, really. It was like, I don't really care who the owner of my football club is, as long as we're doing the best we can do in terms of investment, player personnel, manager personnel, hierarchy, etc., etc. I was more get Wenger out than than get the Conkeys out. And Conkeys weren't the full owner at the time. They obviously are now. And since they have been, we've spent quite a lot of dough, albeit it's not their money out of their bank account and their pockets, etc., etc. But I ain't really too fussed about that. And neither should Man United fans be. Like, if the Glazers are not taking money out of their own pocket, that's irrelevant, as long as they're doing the best they can for Man United. And they ain't, are they? Let's be real. You know, the Qatari bid came in. It was a world record bid for a sports franchise, 8 billion. That included the infrastructure costs and all of that, which obviously the Glazers weren't going to get. And they've gone down the easy route yet again. Oh, what we'll do is we'll get this guy in who's going to come in. He's going to get a couple of loans to get the money together. And then he's going to put that, and listen, loans in business when you're that high up and that much money, that's standard. But again, let's take the loans. Where's the 1.5 billion going? Is it going directly to the Glazers? Is it going into the football club? Is part of it going into the football club? Part of it going to the Glazers? Is it going to pay the debt? It remains to be seen, because talk is cheap at the moment. And listen, we all know that most of these puppet journalists that report on Manchester United, Arsenal, or whatever club they're reporting on, are kind of indirectly on the payroll of them football clubs, because they don't report on other clubs necessarily, and they only start putting bits and pieces out when it all starts unraveling. Jadon Sancho, prime example. You know, Ronaldo, another example. Anthony, another example. All of a sudden, these things come out. Ten Hag this and and 9 players stand with Sancho. But for me personally, I think Man United fans need to get a backbone. Excuse me. I think they need to start protesting, and protesting properly. Not just a few hundred outside the stadium waving a Norwich scarf with their Man United shirt on, paying to go in the stadium. And I understand that the ticketing system at Man United, you have to go to a certain percentage of games now to keep your ticket or be able to renew it the next season or whatever. But there's nothing stopping Man United fans walking into that stadium, scanning their ticket to get in, and then 10, 15,000 all walking out, and then just standing outside having a protest outside whilst the game's going on. We all know that Sky Sports love a drama. We've seen that every time Ramsdale sat on the bench and Raya's in goal, they're panning in on Ramsdale. Every time Raya makes a mistake or makes a save, straight on Ramsdale, biting his nails. The drone outside, following the fans as they're walking out of stadiums early. So we know Sky love a drama. It's just an ideal opportunity. You want the Glazers to do what you want them to do, and you're so dead cert, yeah, and you've paid for your ticket this season. Go in the ground, scan your ticket to get in. Now that says you've been to the game. Now just walk out. Just walk out. Just walk out. Because I say something now, if you hit them people in the pocket, like, and I mean really hit them in the pocket, put their reputation through the gutter, yeah, make it go global. Man United, yes, they might not be streamed at 3 o'clock on TV in the UK, but they are all around the world, other than the UK. I can watch 3 o'clock kickoffs in Spain. Pick any 3 o'clock kickoff I want. So they will have people around the world watching this, watching walkouts. The game at the weekend, it's on TV, I believe. It's on BT Sport, TNT, whatever they're called now. Do a walkout. I know you've got to drive all the way to Sheffield, but if you care that much about the Glazers and you don't want Sir Jim Radcliffe at your football club and you wanted the Qatari bid, then make sure you walk out. And if you keep walking out and keep walking out and keep walking out, the biggest club in England, keep walking out. Their fans are leaving early. Their fans are not coming to the games. They're outside protesting every week. All of a sudden, you're not buying the pie that's £8 at Old Trafford that tastes like a rock. Yeah, you're not buying the pints on the concourse. You're not buying the merch anymore. You're not going in the club shop with your son or your daughter or your missus, whatever. All of a sudden, you start getting some action. And this can happen. On the flip side of that, all the people that are these social justice warriors moaning about, oh, yeah, well, we didn't want Qataris anyway. We wanted Sir Jim, whilst they're tweeting off their iPhone. Yeah, good one. Sat in their Nike trainers and that, which they've ordered off of Amazon. Good one. Anyway, here's what it is. But for me, fans make or break a football club. Yeah, and yes, it is extremely difficult to get an owner out of the football club. I totally understand that. But you can force change. And right now, them Glazers have got everything they wanted and have wanted for the last 11 months. They've strung Sheikh Jassim along for 11 months. They weren't going to sell to him. If they had sold to him, Man United would be on the right track. You know that the Qataris had come in. They'd want to strive for excellence. Yeah. And they'd try and make Man United the best they can be, back up to where they should be. But the fact they've gone down this route, and so many fans I've seen online are sitting there just accepting, well, let's see what Sir Jim does. What happens if in 2 years' time you're in the same position or worse? Now you've got to try and get two lots of people out your football club. So if you're so strongly against it, make a stand. Yes, it's ball ache to drive to Sheffield at the weekend and then just walk straight out after 10 minutes. I've had enough of this. But if all of you 4,000 that go there, Man United away fans, by the way, lit, absolute top fans. But if you all walk out after 10 minutes, yeah, you've got a banner up saying Glazers out or saying, say no to Jim, whatever, yeah, and then just all walk out 5 minutes after it, or at least after you walk out, all of a sudden, that's TNT's big game now ruined, because the fans are now, they're panning on the fans walking out. So it can be done. The Glazers will then be like, yeah, yes, it might not get the Qataris into the football club, but that's what, listen, I don't understand people that if they haven't got a season ticket, and I'll come to season tickets in a second, but if they haven't got a season ticket, anyone who wants the Glazers out, why are you paying to go there? I don't get that. You don't want the Glazers there, but you're going to give them money. I don't like you, mate, but here's money. Make it make sense. Oh, yeah, but leave somebody else to take it. And what? You've done your bit. Same with the season ticket holders. Oh, but if I give up my season ticket, somebody else will have it. And you feel so strongly about it online, do your bit then. Doesn't matter who takes it afterwards. You've done your bit. You refuse to give them money. You refuse to give them money. I've not bought any merchandise from Arsenal for years. All the merch I wear is from years ago. I don't buy any. I do need to buy a Declan Rice 41 shirt. I did lose that bet, but that was a bet that I will obviously go through with and purchase the shirt with his name and number on the back. But having said that, I refuse to buy anything from that football club because my football club's been in the gutter for 20 years, maybe 15. Yes, we've nicked the odd cup along the way, but we smashed the stadium down to compete with the very best teams in the world. And we ain't, have we? So, listen, they're trying to get back up there, but try and don't cut it with me. Either do it or you ain't. And if you ain't, you failed. So if Man United fans feel so strongly about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers, make a stand. Because even 70-odd thousand at Old Trafford, you don't need 70,000 to walk out. 10, 12, 15,000. Job done, innit? All walk out at the same time. That will now be beamed across the world. Yeah, walk out. 25th minute, 25%, something like that. I don't know. You need your fan channels out there to get on board. You need most of the content creators to get on board. But unfortunately, most of these people that go to games, it's a release from their day-to-day work life or family life. It's their way of having a good time. So they won't do it. And that is why the Glazers have got you lot by the balls. Same with other football clubs, Arsenal, Tottenham, etc., etc. Yeah, they know that you're going to turn up regardless. They know you're going to be invested in it emotionally. And that is why, my friends, Man United look like they are buried. And listen, we may come back to this video in a couple of years' time and Man United are successful again. Very much doubt it with Jim Ratcliffe as your 25% stakeholder and the Glazers still there. Very much doubt it. We've seen a big sample size off of the Glazers so far. And since Fergie left, with a little bit of control and David Gill and all of that lot, it's been a bit of a shambles. But anyway, that's my penny's worth. Let me know your thoughts and feelings and all of that. Smash a like, subscribe. If you comments and super chats down below, we're out of here. I will be back again tomorrow with another upload as well. Adios. Ciao.